Okay, so anyway, lots of important stuff. We're running about 4 hours behind. So we're about 4 hours behind. I had to spray some stuff. And I'll get to you in a minute, but we're gonna continue on it. Here's the message about when you're on a routine. If you're running 4 hours behind, just keep on going, because you have to. All right, so we did go out and find a solution to the ACL. It's this puppy right here. You can see the brand. This is a lifesaver, okay? It's very difficult to put on, but it's gonna protect the ACL. Do not ask me to pronounce ACL. Don't ask me to pronounce it. But it's anterior ligament. That's how I pronounce it. The anterior starts with a C, ligament. I'll have to look it up. We'll talk about the pronunciation of that. But it's a ligament inside the knee, right here. It kind of acts like a shock. Like in a car, you have a shock, but it also acts as a guiding wire for two parts of your body, okay? Your thigh, and this guy right here. And what it does is it acts as a guide wire to keep this puppy on. Did you hear it click? It keeps it on, and it keeps it working right there. And it's tough. If you have an injury on that, it'll be very, very tough to deal with. All right, okay. So we're gonna kind of show what it looks like to wear one of these, which is right here. I showed you the brand, and you wanna put the skinnier end at the bottom, the larger end by the thigh. What it's gonna do is it's gonna act for the ACL, okay? Which is the anterior ligament, is what we're gonna call it. The C, we're gonna talk all about the pronunciations of that, okay? And how to pronounce it, because that's important to know. But not right now, I don't have time to right now. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at it, the pronunciation, for just a slight second. And then I'm gonna tell you what I think the pronunciation of it is for the ACL. Anterior cruciate ligament is the ACL. Okay, I'm gonna look at this for a second. And this is what's going to help. You wanna make it straight, it'll act upon the ACL. Meaning it'll give you what you need, right? And if you're gonna get them right there, you'll still be able to get them, right? And you wanna do some front snaps with it so you can keep it going so it knows that you're alive. You wanna let that injury know, because you may have to go back out there and do it, right? And that ends the fight. The fight ends just like that, once you get them on the knee. You wanna hit them solid on the knee or on the inside of the knee, on this side right here. When the knee's over, boom, you're free. I learned that from a deaf cop, a deaf police officer that could not hear. Well, he actually taught it me with the elbow, but the idea is still there. And I learned it from his partner, who also taught the class in self-defense. Now, we're gonna talk about what the barbarian bartender told me at Campese's. Okay, so what he mentioned to me was that it's better to do more reps rather than just do 10. If you're doing a set of 5, or if you're doing a set of 10, you do 10 reps 5 times, or 10 reps 10 times. He said 5 or 10 is fine, as long as you tear the muscle, but you don't want to rip it. You don't even really want to injure it too much, but you want to work it to where it's sore. And then you rest for 3 days and do it again. I did it this morning, so I'm not gonna do the full rep with you, but I'm going to show you an idea of what you can do if you're getting back into shape. This is basically 30 pounds right here. He mentioned 30, 35. I also mentioned 45. Now this morning I did do curls like this, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to slightly get into this position right here. Okay. What I'm going to do, since I have an ATL, is I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to get down here. You can call it plie, whatever you want to call it. I don't like these open doors and shots. Bothers me. It's like plie. Take the 30 pound, and this is how many times you're going to do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 9 and 10, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9, 10. We go for 40 because we go for completion. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Going for 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bring it all the way back. And that would be completion because you can no longer move it. Completion means that you can no longer move it. And sometimes you need help to complete that one. Right, kitty? Sometimes you need help to complete it. And then sometimes you can do it on your own. Right, kitty? Now we're going on our 2-hour hike. All right, we're gonna check the steps probably once a week. There it is. 1 hour and 52 minutes and 27 seconds and 82. I don't know what that part is, but it's, I don't even know what they call that. If you know, leave a comment. But it's 1 hour, 52 minutes and 27 seconds, almost 120 minutes. I was about almost 7.5 minutes away from 120 minutes. Anyway, so we're gonna check the how much mileage that I went on the hike, and we'll check the steps weekly. We're getting the scale this June, so we'll be making a plan on weight loss this June on the exact weight. I'm shooting for 170, 5'11 and a half, so about 6 foot, and I'm gonna go for 170. Pretty much pure muscle. I'm on my way. Then, Hollywood. I always found in life that every dog has its day, which is true. Every dog does have its day. That's a true statement. Every dog has its day. It's just the way that it is. It's been this way for a very long time. If you know that in life, you can get very, very far. If you know that every dog has its day. That's just the way life is. That's why I have 3 children from one woman, and you don't. I have 3 children from one woman, from Angel Curry. Spivey, look it up. I have 3 children from one woman, and you don't. Only Pawpaw did. Pawpaw had 4 children from one woman. I, who was raised by Claude Spivey, have 3 children, David, Elizabeth, and Gwendolyn. David Luke Spivey, Elizabeth Grace Spivey, and Gwendolyn Hope Spivey. I have 3 of them from one woman named Angel, and you don't. And you will watch us feast for all of time. And it goes for your little hack meth friend too. The little hack meth friend I was talking about, someone my father knows. And she has two faces and her first name starts with a J. She's a hack meth. So they removed a lot of her. I won't get into it. This is right here, fresh water. It's fresh. You can tell by looking at it. All right, kitty. It's now your little kingdom. You have the whale shark tunnel. You have the scratching post. And your cat condo. So have at it. 177,396 miles on the speedometer. 78 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, it's May 20th, 2023, and the Navy got a hold of me. Now, there's a lady named Angela Johnston, also once known as Annie Jackson, and her husband got a hold of me, which is not really her husband, because I got her pregnant a long time ago, and then she got an abortion. And if she does it again, she's going to prison, and you're going to prison of assisting an abortion. Did you know you can go to prison for assisting an abortion? So if Annie Jackson, or known as Angela Johnston, goes out to go get an abortion again, let's say she sleeps with some young guy and gets pregnant, and then she decides to go get an abortion, they're gonna put her in prison. You understand? If you get a hold of me one more time, I'll have you arrested. You understand? For messing not only with me, but my party, which is called the New Liberty Party. Now let me explain something to you. I have 3 children from one woman. 3 children. David Luke Spivey, Elizabeth Grace Spivey, and Gwendolyn Hope Spivey, from one woman. From one woman, I have 3 children. I belong to the New Liberty Party. We are carriers of what's known as the HK-MP7. We also have Overwatch. We use MK13s, Mod 5s. We're in every 50 state. We're right next to you. You're surrounded. You're going to prison. I don't know his name, but he was from the Navy. He was pretending like he was Angela Johnston's husband, but what he is he's a pussy freak. Don't you ever contact me again and mess with my freaking car. Today is May 20th, 2023. I'll prove it by showing the newspaper. You know what you are? You're in prison. Don't you ever contact me again. I'm a father of 3 children, important children. They'll have to do with the country and kicking your butt and all your little minions and your dominions, all your little devils out. You're of Satan, and get out of my life. Don't you ever contact me again. I don't care about your Navy. We're restructuring the Navy. We're restructuring the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, and the Merchant Marines, and the Coast Guard. We're restructuring every policeman that's out there today. We're gonna restructure this whole universe. Don't contact me again. Your wife is disgusting, she's fat, and she's disgusting, and she's disgusting. And she'll remain fat and disgusting and obese until all of time. And while y'all are in hell, you'll watch my family feast forever in heaven. All right, so I'll have to find out why Kia no longer will do the date and time. I don't know if it was because of Fat A's boyfriend / pretend husband, because I know a marriage is about being faithful and having your wife always there with you as much as possible. That's what a marriage is about. And if a wife goes on stray and gets pregnant from another man and then has to get an abortion, yeah, they can forgive one another, that's fine, but it's not the ideal marriage, okay? I know those things happen, but you don't need to contact me, okay? I'm a big boy. I have 3 children of my own and a very complicated marriage, all right? So you don't have to get a hold of me. And when Angela Johnston, known as Annie Jackson, comes over to my place bringing marijuana that she's got FedExed from Colorado, because her and Rob Vasquez were FedExing marijuana from Colorado. Some of that went into my bloodstream and almost killed me, whatever was laced on it, okay? That was not the only bad thing that she did. She also got pregnant by me and then got an abortion. Then she told me about the abortion when I was in Maine. Okay? Let me explain something. I will contact the police if you ever contact me again. And that goes for Angela Johnston, or known as Annie Jackson, or her husband. If you contact me again, then I will go to the police. Now, we're at 4.2 miles. It'll be 9 minutes on the arrival of El Fenix. We got to pick up some Mexican food known as El Fenix. It'll be 6:20 p.m. And we didn't even have time to get gas this time. So, and I may have to call El Fenix so that I can get gas and we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So 294, so $2.94, and grow up, not weed. Told everybody in there to subscribe to the New Liberty Party and the Men Too movement. Told 1 lady and 2 guys in there, so, and they're probably gonna hear about it too, because now they're gonna be on the show. We'll have motorcycles too. Just like that. Motorcycles are very valuable, especially in a revolution. They're very valuable. They can get through traffic quicker, get the message quicker, all kinds of stuff. All right, we're going to El Fenix, pick up your tacos and your burritos. We're gonna bring them to your door. Pretty soon, there'll be no more talk of the Navy, because I'm gonna restructure all the people in the Navy. All this abortion stuff's gonna go away. I looked up one of these before. They're on the inside of the packaging. And it's a Roltini. And it's a mozzarella and prosciutto. You see? Prosciutto. Prosciutto is like a sausage. Prosciutto. I think that's close to the pronunciation. I know mozzarella is correct and Roltini is correct. I always thought it was prosciutto, but it sounds like prosciutto. I'll put it down for about, I'll just put it down for 200. I don't remember the exact calorie count. I'm gonna have to look inside of it and find out. So far, we've had 0 calories. And it's 6:26 in the PM, or 6:27 in the post-meridium. Remember, when you're part of the Men Too movement and the New Liberty Party, it's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy. You're gonna have to get yourself a dog and stand on the corner and wait for the revolution. We'll have Overwatch there watching over your dogs. When they come for your dogs, we'll snipe them, okay? They have no right to touch your dogs. The dog is there for bait. Everybody will have their own dog on the corner. That's what you'll be trained to protect yourself. When that dog bites someone else, they'll respond, and then we'll have Overwatch. Those guys will have MK13 mod 5s. No, I'm sorry, MK10, sorry. No, it's MK13, right? It's MK13 mod 5. That's the correct pronunciation. That's a type of sniper rifle. They'll also, on their body, have what's known as HK MP7s. Those are very good submachine guns that can go through Kevlar like butter. Okay? You gotta get that dog and stand on the corner. Start practicing now. You can stand there for 6 hours if you need to. Stand on the corner with a very ferocious dog. I would suggest a German Shepherd because they're loyal. If you have to use a pit bull, then that's understandable, but go for a German Shepherd. Those are the best. They were used in World War II. All right, we're headed to El Fenix. Now, it's time for some chips. Booth, if you can find it. Oh, here's one. Oh, wait, I got it. Appreciate you. Oh, hi. All right, so they don't have Coke Zero, but they do have Diet Coke, and I don't go for Diet Coke. It's got aspartame in it. I just do Coke Zero. This is cool. This is like Texas-style nacho. I'm almost tempted to get that on my diet right there. Texas-style nachos. Look at that. El Fenix is like classic hot sauce. They sell it in your local grocery store. It's like the best hot sauce in the world. I didn't even know they had sandwiches. They got the El Fenix Juicy Cheeseburger smothered with Monterey Jack cheese and crisp bacon, guacamole, and pico de gallo. They do a Monterey chicken sandwich too. It's a grilled chicken breast, crisp bacon, Monterey Jack cheese. They do fresh made guacamole and pico de gallo. This is really interesting. I did not even know this stuff. I've been to El Fenix quite a bit, but I usually get their, I usually get this right here. It's one cheese enchilada with a chili con queso. And then they do one cheese enchilada with chili con queso, and then one picadillo beef taco, or pico de gallo, sorry. And then the two tamales with chili con carne, guacamole, and pico de gallo. It's a pretty good one. The Durango dinner's not bad either. It's the one cheese enchilada with chili con carne, one cheese enchilada, and a chili con queso with the one pico beef taco. It's pretty good. This is the El Jeffy. And then there's taco platters right here. Oh, thank you so much. The Alfredo.
I can do the Alfredo's plate and then just sub the beef tamale for
that sounds great. Do the Alfredo plate and just sub it, since we don't have a lunch thing or a place to order to go. But I was talking to him about Polito chips, because Polito chips, I always judge a restaurant by their chips. And Polito's is a different restaurant. They have like corn chips. Here it is right here. They're going to go with the Alfredo because it's similar to what they're ordering, because they're ordering a lunch menu and he had to replace it with a dinner thing. So it's 2 chili bowls and the con queso, and then the Alfredo plate, which is basically right here. It's this thing right here. It's 1 cheese enchilada, 1 pico de gallo beef taco, and then 1 beef tamale. I'm gonna put this down for 200 calories. El Fenix. Something like this. You do want to wear a bib. All right. 2 bowls of chili con queso. And what's the other thing that I got? They got a Alfredo, or something like Alfredo enchilada plate from El Fenix. There it is. And that is the Angelica. Really nice looking theater. All right, got a message.
leave at the front porch. Always got to remember those. Don't know if I can knock or not. Usually they'll say no knock. Sometimes they don't really say anything, or they say knock. This one's just leave at the porch. So that's the message I got. So we'll be dropping it off at the porch. Oh boy, from Florida. The oddball state. It looks like a boot upside down. All right, here we go. We're gonna be dropping off right here. There's an Uber right here. There's the magnolia tree right there. It's magnolia. They're all the way from California. They do have a place where you can record over here. It's still online. I still looked them up. You can do live performances. It's in a living room, and it's usually a small crowd. But you can set your guitar up and get an amp and everything, and do. I think they even have their own amps. John Dyer performed there. I just got in touch with him today. Today's his birthday, because Lake let me know, and I got his album, Phantom Fire. It's a great album. But he recorded. Well, yeah, he did record. He recorded over here on a digital recorder. I brought my. I think I don't know if I brought my digital recorder in. I brought my my Samsung 8 in. It's over here somewhere, because I went to it. But you can look it up online. It's kind of a secret spot, so I probably shouldn't really be talking about it. But you go in the living room. The guy has an amp set up. People can come in and see things. He's also a harmonica player, and he has artwork. So he sells artwork there as well. He has his own studio. It's somewhere in this area. That lady tried to contact me. She was rude, so I hung up. And then she sent me a curse language, which they do that to be kinky. And I told her I will call the police. So that's what you want to do because sometimes they'll send you so many messages, it'll try to overwhelm the phone. So I had to tell her I'd call the law. You have to do that because, well, it's not exactly a restaurant, but it's the same kind of idea. So if someone comes into your restaurant and starts throwing a big fit, I'm missing food and all this stuff, well, they have to go through a certain procedure, but they have to have a certain attitude. And she used the F word, so I told her at that point I'd call the police on her. So I had another person do that the other day on it was like a Whataburger order, yeah. And I did do some screenshots and stuff, and I was almost about to go to the police department on that one. So just be careful. This one I won't. She clammed up, but she got her food, and she wanted the lunch special. She got the dinner special, so she's throwing a big fit. But she's probably stuffing the enchiladas in her face, and they get mad. They're going to get mad. That means something's wrong with her, or something's wrong with something going on inside of her. That's really wrong. Maybe she just recently got an abortion. Who knows what her problem is, okay? Miscarriage, something. And there's a big difference between an abortion and a miscarriage. An abortion is when it's done scientifically through medical. Okay, that means they go to a doctor and they sign paperwork and they get an abortion, okay? Miscarriage means they're just too fat and ugly and God didn't allow them to have the baby. So there's a difference between the two. Because many of them have miscarriages because they're fat and ugly. But you know what, my wife, even though she was born with spina bifida, and she also had she had cardio, syncope, cardio. Anyway, hang on. Wait, this is the Trinity right here. Sorry, I'm praying as much as I can right now. Neurocardiogenic syncope. Even though she had problems and she had spina bifida, a neurocardiogenic syncope, I was able to have 3 children with her because God loves us. God loves me, okay? He loves me very much, all right? 3 children with a woman that had neurocardiogenic syncope, 3 of them. That lady's a brat. All right, this is the middle of a traffic stop. I'm avoiding the situation. It looks like a pretty serious one. Oh, man. A pretty serious one right here. But anyway, you want to be careful. You don't want to return back because they could get really upset. When they call and they start BITC, you know, when they start yelling and screaming, you got to realize you're going across town to do your very best. They don't have the lunch special right now at El Fenix. They just don't have it. So I talked to the hostess and asked them to replace it with something similar. So they get every single thing they wanted. She said she had something missing, and I asked the guy to get it exactly right. They got the 2 bowls of queso, and they got, or whatever it was, concasso bowls or concaso bowls, whatever it is that they're stuffing in their mouth. And then they got Alfredo plate, which is basically the 3 things. They wanted 3, like an enchilada and a beef taco and something else, some kind of other, I don't know what it was, some kind of, it's basically the same as what they order for the lunch special. It's just like slightly different or something. I don't know. Maybe she can go there for the lunch special and stuff her face again. But if she calls me again, I'm going to call the police. Because I can't have... Or what I'll do is I'll just take a text of it and bring it by the police department for harassment. Because she doesn't need to call me at all. Who she needs to call is she needs to call her grandma and talk to her grandma about the dinner. Look at these guys right here. Maybe her grandma will hold her hand right before she dies when they put her on the hospice. Look at this right here. You know, they put people that get cancer, they put them on hospice. People that are slowly dying of cancer, they can put them on hospice. When you stuff your face like that, you get cancer. That's what ends up happening.